Action. Is that right? Action. Should I give this to somebody else? Okay. So today we're making a staple, meatballs and tomato sauce. But we're gonna elevate it with some ricotta and the finest ground beef I could find.
Yeah, simplicity of ingredients is really important here. And when you have really simple ingredients, they need to be of the highest quality.
So it's gonna be acidic from the tomatoes, it's gonna be creamy from the ricotta, we're gonna get a nice bite from those onions and the chives. It's gonna be a great texture from those breadcrumbs.
So first thing first, regenerative beef from force of nature. A regenerative process would be a biodynamic or an organic farming process where they're actually putting nutrients back into the soil and not just taking out from the land. It's really important for pastures, especially with livestock on it, to have really high quality, nutrient dense grass growing out of it for the animals. And you can really taste that difference.
So I'm thinking we put about 2 pounds of ground beef in here.
Yeah, that's a great place to start. 1 egg per pound on this ground beef recipe. And it's gonna be about half an onion and about 1/4 cup of chives. And we're gonna save the other half of the onion that we chopped for the tomato sauce that we're actually gonna braise this in after it's roasted. Some whipped ricotta here, which is right on in. Again, it's about 1/2 cup. I've got 3 cloves of chopped garlic, just right on in. And then we've got this really nice breadcrumbs that we made some crusty old bread. That's really gonna up that flavor as well. Saving those outside pieces that a lot of people throw away is a really good way to impart a lot more flavor. It's that caramelization. And the outside of the bread, the crust of the bread, is the toasted flour flavor. Thanks, Ross.
You always gotta protect yourself, Jesse.
You ready? Now we're gonna blend this meatball mixture together by hand. Really just squeeze it together and it'll all emulsify on its own.
So we don't need to add any milk to this?
No, that's what the whipped ricotta is for. Ricotta is higher in fat and it's more densely flavored. You want to mix the meatballs enough so it comes and starts emulsifying, but not so much that it starts separating apart.
And what you're really doing here is a bit more of a folding motion, yeah?
Exactly. This is the texture that you're really looking for. It's this nice kind of pale pink color with very evenly distributed chives, onions, and garlic.
It's already starting to look like it's gonna be delicious.
Well, let's ball these up and get them in the oven. Our next step is to gonna be form these meatballs. And this is always a recipe I like to have a friend helping me with because it can get really messy really fast. This process of balling them up won't help anything really with flavor, but it does make them really look like meatballs, which is what we're going for. If you have a bunch of inconsistent shapes and sizes, these meatballs will cook at different rates, and some will be a little bit better than others.
We're gonna get them on into the oven and par cook them. So now that our meatballs are in and par cooking, we're gonna get started on our tomato sauce.
And the cool thing about this recipe is it's really a one-pot meal.
So we're gonna add these tomatoes in with all of their juices. These ones are fire roasted, but you could add in any chopped tomatoes.
And then just raw onions right on in the pan.
Meatballs are out of the oven, ready to put them in the sauce.
Here you go. And while you're doing that, you'll notice that there's some residue left over when you pick these meatballs up. We're gonna use the spatula to make sure to get all of those juices into this liquid. It's really gonna help with the flavor. You'll often hear chefs refer to this as fond. Just scrape as much as you can off.
Beautiful. Just building flavor on flavor.
And the final step now for this is gonna be just a little bit of salt on top, and we're gonna just drop it right into that oven. All right, cool. So we've got our meatballs here. They've been cooking in the oven for about an hour. You ready to taste them?
Let's try it. Oh, they look beautiful.
Oh man, that looks great. All right, so I'm just gonna take each meatball, put it in the bowl. I'm gonna take some of my sauce. And just right on top. It's just beautiful and rustic. It smells great. I'm gonna hit it with this really beautiful Buena Fortuna finishing oil and a little bit of fresh basil.
I think it's time to try it.
Let's do it.
Cheers. And that's such a simple recipe, just a handful of ingredients and so much flavor.
And this is one of those recipes, cook it off on Sunday, put it in the fridge, come back to it on Wednesday. It's gonna be even better.
Amazing. Thank you, Jesse.